So if you don't have tools at your house, you can easily use recycled goods that you get from the grocery store or from purchasing things online. So there's a lot of different items that you can use to make a mason bee house or even an insect house if you don't for some reason have the specific things. So mason bees, like we talked about earlier, need little tunnels so they can burrow in to lay their eggs. So straws are a perfect little tunnel for the insects. Now, if you don't happen to have straws, toilet paper tubes, all kinds of different plastic items, surprisingly, work great as waterproof insect shelters. So think of a little home or even a small design that you can build that will help insects survive in your neighborhood. So what we're gonna do to build our mason bee house now is I have here a old salad container. So this will work perfect as a waterproof roof. Now, we also have an old yogurt container here. We have a salsas container from different restaurants. And the lids. I have toothpicks here. Straws, like we talked about earlier. Duct tape, just in case. And if you have it, it's a lot easier to poke through the plastic with a lighter and a paper clip. Now, please make sure you are being extremely careful and using an adult supervision when doing this. But to get to that point, let's first measure out our cups here. So what you want to do is you want to fill the space here with different items that are going to be able to house straws comfortably. Now, you see how I have 4 objects in here? Now we're going to figure out how to attach them to the back here so that they stay up properly just like this, because you want to make sure that they're vertical. Now 3 of these containers are going to be filled with straws, and one of them is going to be blanketed out with duct tape. That way it's a dark room for the bees to develop in. It is a little development room that is put in most mason bee houses. So having this is going to help our mason bees grow a lot better and a lot healthier. So first, I'm going to cut this yogurt container down to size. That way it's even with the edge of our box here. So next, I'm gonna make our little blackout room here first. So first, let's cover this in duct tape. So now that the development room is all duct taped, we can now poke the holes in the bottom and the top here. Now, when we poke the hole in the top, we want to make sure that it's large enough for the bees to enter. So if you need to, you can either use a larger object or poke a hole for your scissors and then just cut a small hole. So now that the hole is cut out, we're going to then cover the cover in duct tape as well. And we're going to make sure to get the inside of this hole with duct tape and wrap it around the center. That way we block out any sharp edges that could harm the insects. So now that you have the development room made, we can then start to secure everything to our waterproof roof here. So sure, it's not the prettiest Mason bee house ever, but the most important thing is that it's functional. So let's start with the straws. These guys are way too long. So what you want to do next is you want to measure your straws inside your box and make sure that they're not poking out of the container. It's actually a little better if you make them just a little shorter than the container. That way there's somewhat of an edge to help protect from extra weather events. So it doesn't look like I have enough straws to fit all of the containers, but I should be able to get at least the two smaller ones. So to fill the bigger one, I can also put toilet paper tubes or other kind of plastic containers that might house other insects. So you can have a mason bee house also / insect house. Be pretty cool. So now that I've got all the straws and paper tubes in here, you can see there's quite a bit of space for bees and other insects to make their home. Now, to help make this a little bit more waterproof, we're gonna use the lid of the salad container and we're gonna put it on top facing backwards so that any rain, if it gets on it, will drain behind the nest and not in front of it. So, as you can see, a mason bee house can be pretty much anything as long as it has some of the few requirements that they need. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys have a really great time building your mason bee house, and I hope they introduce a lot of pollination and happiness to your yard. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed Pollinator Week, and happy building. Pretty much anything as long as it has some of the few requirements that they need. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys have a really great time building your mason bee house, and I hope they introduce a lot of pollination and happiness to your yard. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed Pollinator Week, and happy building.